Hi everyone, my name is Giancarlo Schimenti, and today I'll be presenting my final project on promoting campus community and belonging among LGBTQ plus college students. Let's start with the problem. LGBTQ plus students report feeling significantly lower levels of campus community and belonging compared to non-LGBTQ plus peers. These disparities aren't random, coincidental, or a function of being LGBTQ plus. They're a result of hostile campus climates. Multiple factors contribute to hostile campus climates for LGBTQ plus students. They often face greater levels of discriminatory treatment, bullying, harassment, and assault. As you can see in the chart, 1/3 of LGBTQ plus students experience some form of campus bullying, harassment, or assault at school, compared to less than 1/5 of their non-LGBTQ plus peers. It's particularly troubling they experience sexual harassment at nearly 3 times the rate as non-LGBTQ peers, and that 6 times as many report being sexually assaulted at school. Further perpetuating the issue, 1/3 of students report unfair treatment by school faculty, that's teachers, staff, and administrators as well, compared to just 15% of non-LGBTQ plus peers. Other contributing factors of hostile climate are a lack of community and belonging, or the lack of inclusivity, representation, and informed health support on campus. Less than 50% of students reported that their courses are inclusive of LGBTQ plus topics, and even fewer, less than 1/3, report their campus offers informed health services. The effect of a hostile climate and lack of community and belonging are serious. LGBT plus students in unwelcoming environments face significantly higher rates of depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, and substance abuse than their peers. These factors and perceptions also contribute to greater levels of academic disengagement, lower grades and graduation rates, and diminished self-concept. They often leave students feeling invisible, unsafe, and unsupported. Students feel disconnected from campus life and are hesitant to seek faculty or counseling supports. They're also more likely to seriously consider leaving their institution and post-secondary education entirely. The interventions I'm proposing are targeted to supporting LGBTQ plus students at large public universities in the northeastern United States. The research has shown that this particular institutional context has multiple factors favorable to implementing and sustaining LGBTQ plus initiatives. For example, having larger, more diverse student bodies means having students with more diverse needs, more students lobbying for such programs, and more financial capital to fund these programs. The decision was also informed by political opportunity theory, which says that the political context shapes institutional action and its success. LGBTQ plus students at EI programs have grown significantly in colleges over the United States over the last 2 decades. However, they are now under threat from the Trump administration, with 9 Republican-leaning states already banning or restricting such initiatives. And of course, we personally also know about these threats from Trump's recent threats to pull funding for institutions hosting such DA offices or programs. So the political context of this region being the northeastern United States is generally Democratic leaning and is generally more supportive of funding and maintaining such programs. This makes implementing intervention programs in this context more likely to achieve real, viable, and sustainable outcomes in both the short and long terms. However, despite these favorable conditions, schools in these regions are no more likely to offer comprehensive LGBTQ plus supportive resources than institutions in other parts of the country. To address this issue, I'm proposing the establishment of the Safe Zone training program in schools. Safe Zone trainings provide structured education to students, faculty, and staff about LGBTQ plus identities and experiences, inclusive language and practices, and how to identify and interrupt discriminatory behavior. Research shows that this training reduces negative experiences, such as harassment and unfair treatment, and increases feelings of safety, acceptance, and community for LGBTQ+ students. This is because they educate participants on the ways they may unintentionally perpetuate heterosexism and encourage them to engage in inclusive practices and to intervene when they witness discriminatory behavior. In doing so, the training and practices signal a welcoming, supportive environment for LGBTQ+ students and make prejudiced students, faculty, and staff and administration feel less empowered to engage in discriminatory behavior or practices. SafeZone also offers additional programming targeted specifically to professors. This includes training additional programming targeted specifically to professors. This includes training on creating inclusive classrooms for students, for example, by practicing affirming language and policies in syllabi, course materials, and lectures, forming proper pronoun usage by students, and integrating LGBTQ+ content, imagery, and perspectives in curricula. It also includes signaling a self-welcoming space visually by having things like stickers, flags, and other content around the classroom and in presentations. These can go a long way in promoting LGBTQ+ students' perceptions of community and belonging on campus. The first reason is that experiences in the classroom largely inform students' perspectives on broader campus community. If they feel welcome, included, and supported in the class, they are more likely to perceive their college as a whole as a welcoming community that fosters belonging. Secondly, they discourage discriminatory behavior both in and out of the classroom, further reducing the hostile campus climate and contributing to perceptions of safety and belonging. It also encourages professors to develop LGBT+ centered high-impact practices such as writing intensive courses, service learning, research opportunities, and other co-curriculars. These can be particularly effective for LGBTQ+ students who are already more likely to engage in high-impact practices than non-LGBTQ+ peers. As we've discussed in this course, these have been shown to increase students' academic engagement and outcomes and contribute to perceptions of community and belonging on campus. Faculty-led relationships and interactions have also been linked to improved academic engagement, outcomes, social acceptance, and integrations, as have connections to LGBTQ+ peers, mentors, and faculty, which this promotes. One barrier to implementation may be resistance by professors or staff. Many may not be interested in these topics, recognizing the urgency of the situation. They may believe it falls outside their responsibilities, or that it would mean adapting a political stance in the classroom. There's also a time and energy cost of training. To mitigate this, we should highlight the returns that research has repeatedly demonstrated of inclusive practices and high-impact practices on greater academic engagement, improved GPAs, and greater persistence, all which reflect well on the professor. A second barrier may be administrative reluctance and subsequent lack of funding, maybe due to financial or political concerns, because it requires time, coordination, stipends, and they may anticipate political backlash, particularly in the current climate. Administrators balancing tight budgets might deprioritize these programs unless we see clear return on investment, and so we need to highlight those positive benefits mentioned above, as well as metrics that are highly valued, such as in recruitment, retention, GPA, engagement, and graduation. 25% of LGBTQ+ students make college decisions based on their perceptions of inclusivity, and 1/3 seriously consider dropping out due to negative, hostile campus climates and experiences. Therefore, by improving this program and promoting campus community and belonging, the college may improve both recruitment and retention numbers. We should also encourage a campus needs assessment and mobilize students, staff, and faculty in lobbying for its approval. Challenges may include student reluctance or lack of participation and engagement with the program. This may be due to simple disinterest in the program or fear of harassment due to outing or being perceived as LGBTQ+. To mitigate this, we can normalize SafeZone training by embedding it into existing infrastructure. For example, introductory sessions can be folded into new student orientation alongside other mandatory trainings like academic integrity, bias training, or sexual harassment prevention. This removes the burden of self-selecting and sends a strong message that LGBTQ plus safety and belonging matter from day one. We can further incentivize participation by offering prizes like school merch, LGBTQ plus merch, free meal tickets, and more. In addition to promoting participation and engagement, these allow participants to signal allyship in everyday campus life, further contributing to a safer, inclusive campus environment, and in turn, increasing perceptions of community and belonging. Finally, professors can encourage student participation by vocalizing support for the program and tying it into course material. In closing, this intervention proposal recognizes that LGBTQ plus students' sense of community and belonging is shaped by what they see, hear, and experience every day on campus. By implementing safe zone programming, we can actively reshape campus climate, signaling inclusion, fostering affirming spaces, and promoting real, lasting perceptions of community and belonging for LGBTQ plus students. With right investment, we can create a campus where LGBTQ plus students don't just persist, but thrive. Thank you.